is Sai Aakash Chanda. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share my personal experiences with Swami as part of the A Moment with Sai YouTube series. The way in which I became a devotee of Swami is that I was actually born into a Sai family where my father is an alum of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and my paternal grandparents were also devotees of Swami. I've got two experiences of mine that I'd like to share as part of this video. The first is one that occurred about 13 years ago in 2011, where I was able to attend the alumni meet that was conducted in Purnachandra Auditorium with my father. And the second is a more recent one that I experienced just a couple of few months back. The first experience occurred when I was studying in the hostel in Karnataka, and my father and the rest of my family, they were living in London. My dad came from London to pick me up from the hostel, and he told me that we were going to Parthi, and I was just excited to see him after a very long time. So I got in the car with some of my belongings, but frankly speaking, the actual journey to Prashanti was a complete blur to me. But what remains a very vivid memory in my brain is the actual experience of receiving Pad Namaskar from Swami in Purnachandra Auditorium. Myself, my dad and my cousin, we were one of the last people to enter the auditorium, and as such we were seated at the very back, and we would be one of the last recipients of Darshan with Swami. I was a little disappointed, but Swami was able to make the rounds, go through all the rows of students and give everyone an opportunity to take the blessings from him, and some of them were able to take Pada Namaskar as well. And what was special about this instance was that unlike previous alumni meetings, Swami explicitly instructed the students to bring their families with them for the actual alumni meeting. That was the reason that I was able to attend this. The entire time when Swami was going through the different rows of students, I was unable to bring my mind to a focus. I was having so many thoughts in my head about whether Swami would deem me worthy of a Pada Namaskar, whether he would actually stop in front of me, whether I'd be able to take his blessings or not. But as he came closer, all of those thoughts vanished from my brain, and I don't know how, but I was able to bring my mind to a complete focus, and that focus was on Swami's face. I could feel the love emanating from his smile, and I could feel this warmth. The aura of Swami's presence is one that is inexplicable. And when he was actually in front of me, I was lost for words and completely frozen to the spot. And when my dad nudged me, only then did I realize that Swami was in front of me, and I took this bowl of akshantalu and knelt forward in front of Swami, and he took some of the rice grains and put them on my head and gently caressed my hair, and I felt so blessed in the moment. And the takeaway from this is that no matter what I do in my life, I sometimes think back to this specific moment when I was able to take the Pada Namaskar and I was blessed by Swami, and it just gives me the confidence that someone who is blessed by God himself, they will be able to put their best foot forward for anything that they try to achieve in their life, and that confidence is something that's always keeping me going. And it's not the physical presence that was important, it's more the connection to Swami that was established there and strengthened. And I think it can be achieved through any means, such as bhajan or sadhana, meditation, whatever it may be, through service, etc. The second experience that I'd like to share is a more recent one, where I was given the responsibility to carry some poha that was prepared by some local female devotees from region 2 to give the prasads to the Watford school, where there was a bhajan and a SAI event that was being conducted. I was in the car in the driver's seat, and the devotees put the boxes of the poha in the back of the car in the boot. But the unfortunate thing was that the boxes of poha were not secured in the boot. However, once the journey began, I started listening to some music, and over the sound of the music, I could hear these metal boxes rattling in the boot. And I immediately paused the music, and I realized that the boxes of poha in the back of the car were shaking, and my heart was just filled with dread. I was scared that the poha was going to spill all over the boot. I was just praying to Swami very fervently, hoping that the poha does not spill and that it should just remain in the secure position until I reach the destination. The worst part was, once I began praying, I could start smelling the poha. And this was an indicator that the poha had spilled, and the strength of the smell of the poha was getting stronger by the minute. And unfortunately, I was on a dual carriageway where there was no place to stop over the hard shoulders, so I couldn't see and examine the condition in the back. So once I was able to pull over the car on the side, I didn't have the guts to get out of the car and actually look at the mess that was created. As such, I didn't even take the seatbelt off. I was rooted to the seat, and I just prayed to Swami, hoping that the poha does not spill. And I was just asking Swami. It wasn't even a prayer. It was more just a conversation that I was having with Swami, saying, please, don't let the poha be spilled. This was made with so much love. It will be consumed with so much love, and I should not have been the reason, and there should be no reason for this to be spoiled. So with that in mind, I came around and I opened the boot, and to my surprise, I realized that the poha boxes were exactly where they were. They were upright, the lids were completely closed. Nothing, not even a single grain of poha was spilled. This just filled my heart with so much relief and gratitude and so much belief in Swami that I instantly took the poha, put them in the back seat of the car, and secured them with a seat belt as if it was a fragile baby. And once I put the poha in the back of the car, I drove the remaining 5-10 minutes to the venue, and I was still thanking Swami in my mind. But the takeaway from this is that when we have that single-minded focus, and when that focus is on Bhagwan himself, and we achieve that ekagrata, then we're able to be granted any of our prayers. Swami will listen to our prayers. And it's not necessary that Swami will give us exactly what we want and desire. We should have the ceiling on our desires, but rather Swami will give us exactly what we need and what is good for us, like the loving mother that he is. I want to thank the team once again for giving me this opportunity, and I hope that through my narration of these experiences that you have been able to connect with Swami as well. And yeah, I'd like to end it there and conclude it there. Jai Sai Ram.